Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Kat, and today I'm going to be making a pen pal letter for my new Ko-Fi member, Elizabeth. I'm going to do a Serio themed pen pal as part of my new series of Serio characters that I want to include on my channel and futurely on my shop, because I'm really excited to use the sticker sheets that I got from Japan last year. I went into the Serio store in Nekabokuro and I grabbed a lot of things Serio related. One of them were these sticker sheets. For the first video today, I'm going to do my melody as my theme with lots of pink stationery and ephemera. And obviously that if you would like to be my pen pal, you can always check the description below or sign up for my Ko-Fi memberships. And from now on, I'm going to try even more new things on my channel, so I really appreciate your feedback in the comments below. If you like pen pal with me videos or stationery videos, to let me know in the comments, because that is something that I want to try more in the future, and I really appreciate your feedback. So the video today is for my new pen pal member, Elizabeth. She is from the United States, and I'm going to write her my first pen pal letter to her. So I have a lot of videos on my channel about how to write your first pen pal letter and what to include in your letter and everything. And I usually show everything that I include in the letter here, except for like the body of the actual letter, because that's between me and my pen pal. But if you would like to know everything that I include in my pen pal letters, just keep on watching. So I chose to do my melody as my first character for this Serio series here on my channel because it's one of my favorite characters, and I think pink and pen paling go really well together. I grew up watching Hello Kitty on television, and when I was younger I was actually obsessed with it, and I had a lot of like Hello Kitty merch at home, and one of my dreams when I was younger was to have a car that it was Hello Kitty themed. So I was really into Hello Kitty, so this theme is going to be really special to me in this whole series as well. And I really want to start including more things Sanrio related into my shop, like sticker sheets and sticker flakes. And I really want to take this to the next level. So if you like Sanrio and are excited for this new drop on my shop soon, let me know in the comments below and like this video. And by the way, one of the things that I'm trying for my slow living life right now is to not sped up my videos as much. So this is going to be in real time with a little bit of cuts here and there, but I think that you can appreciate the art of pen paling and writing letters if it's just in real time. So that's what I'm trying to do, because we live in a world that is really busy. Everyone has a very low attention span, and I feel like we need sometimes to slow down and take like 10 minutes to write a letter to someone or to make art. So that is the focus for my videos from now on. Anyways, when I start a pen pal letter, I always start with the envelope. For me, starting with the envelope means that this is where I decide the whole theme and aesthetic for the letter and the goodies coming up. So for her letter, for Elizabeth's letter, I wanted to start with very pink stationery here and there, use a lot of laces, and just like this big notepad that I got from Stationery Pal, I believe, that it's filled with bows and pink and like the cockhead aesthetic, and that was what I felt like it would match better with my melody stickers, so I used them as like the backdrop for the envelope. And I do a lot of scrapbooking on pen pal envelopes, so I always start with placing lots of papers, and then when I'm happy with the placement of them, I glue them on, and then I add washi tapes and stickers on top, always making sure that I have some space to write the name on. So one of the questions that I sometimes receive about pen paling is, how do I come up with a theme? And I usually have my own aesthetic to do, which is scrapbooking and stickers and washi tapes and stuff, but I also try to match my pen pal's aesthetic. So at this point, I don't know Elizabeth. I talked with her a little bit over Instagram DMs, but I don't know her. I don't know what she likes, what she doesn't like, the type of aesthetic that she will write to me in her letter. So this is the first letter that we are exchanging. It's my letter to her, because as a Ko-Fi member, I will write first. So I don't know her, and so I just have to think about a theme that she would enjoy, and I can sometimes be wrong, but you know, I search her profile and I find that maybe she would like something cute and simple, so that is why I decided to create this My Melody theme for Elizabeth. When she writes me back, I can start to figure out what type of person she is and what aesthetics she would like in her letter, and create themes that match her likes and aesthetic. But for the most part, I just try to make something fun that my members would see, like, oh, it's worth it to exchange letters with Kat. That is my ultimate goal, and it's something that I appreciate. And when I receive comments saying your letter arrived and it's so cute, I'm always really happy. So yeah, that is one of the things that I do for creating themes in Penpal letters. So once I have the envelope done, I usually move on into my letter. And for videos, I usually don't show the actual writing of the letter that I do for my pen pals because that's personal, but I try to just decorate the paper a little bit. And I'm not a big fan of papers like with a lot of decorations on them, because the paper for your letter is to write the letter. So I usually don't decorate mine a lot. And some pen palers do that. I just don't like that. It's just not my thing. I prefer to send the stickers to my pen pal instead of using them into the actual letter. So I just decorated a little bit and I send most of the stickers on the goodie bag next. Now, what do I usually write in my first letter to someone? I usually try to be brief, but also to talk about my life a little bit. So I introduce myself. I usually say my age, where I'm working on, where I live, my likes and dislikes, because that is really important when knowing someone for the first time. And I usually talk about the period in my life that I am in, and for example, what movies and shows I've watched, bands that I've listened to, um, if something exciting happened or is going to happen, that type of thing. So my pen pal, when she reads the letter, is just not an introduction of who I am. It's also a little bit of my life that I don't share online. And so for the Elizabeth's letter, I think I wrote about New Year's, because I wrote this in January. I talked about my life change in quitting my job and doing content creation full time. I talked about my dislikes and likes and the series and movies that I watched in the past month and all of that. So she hopefully can relate to that. And I also asked her questions like, for example, are you excited for Valentine's Day? Or what are your goals for 2025? Or is any artists that you discovered recently that you would like to share with me that you think that I'm going to like, that type of thing. So she has already questions to answer. And besides that, I also sent her a question paper next, because the letter is just like to chat, you know, but an extra questions paper is for her to answer them directly, if that makes sense. And on this question paper, you can either send actual questions for your pen pal to answer, or you can do like a this or that game where you put two options and they have to circle the ones that they prefer. That is another good way to know your pen pal that doesn't require them a lot of work in writing answers. I personally prefer to do actual questions. So the questions that I sent to Elizabeth were, what type of music are you into? I feel like sometimes I can imagine the person that I'm writing to by the music that they listen to. So I always ask this in the first or second letter, just because I feel like it's a good way to know your pen pal. And I also asked last movie you watched and recommend. That is another good thing, because there's a lot of movies coming out now that I'm not watching. And so if they recommend a movie, I'm more likely to watch it with my husband. So I always ask this question, or shows, or like animes, something like that. I'm always curious about that. And this is a fun one. I asked them if they prefer coffee or tea. I drink coffee in the mornings, but I'm a tea person. So if they prefer tea as well, we can exchange tea bags in our letters. And I do that with my pen pals all the time, and it's super fun. And I also asked, what is your dream vacation? Because that is another thing that I find that is really interesting to ask my pen pals and to get to know them a little bit better. So those are the questions that I sent to Elizabeth, and now I moved into my goodie bag. The goodie bag is where I include a little version of my stationery grab bags. As you know, I sell bags of stationery on my shop, and for my Ko-Fi members, especially for the Penpal ones, I sent them mini versions of Penpal grab bags. So I include stickers, ephemera, washi tape samples, different papers, things that they will enjoy to do scrapbooking with. That is one of the favorite things to do on penpaling for me. And so I sent her a little bag with stickers and stuff. Because I don't know what type of person Elizabeth is, I didn't send them a lot of stationery because I like to understand what they would like to receive and send them more in the next letter. So I just included a little bit of stationery, and that was all for my pen pal to Elizabeth. And if you're paying attention, I included here to Elizabeth a envelope from Serio and two letter papers for her to write a letter to a pen pal. And this is something that I want to release on my shop as pen pal letter sets inspired by Serio with different stickers and stuff, with my own stickers by Serio. And so let me know in the comments if you catched it and if you would like to see that on my shop. Once I get to know them better, I can include like the tea bags that I mentioned, or some dried flowers or anything like that, because that's really unique to send to your pen pal. And that is all that I included in my first letter to Elizabeth. Again, if you'd like to be my pen pal, you can sign up for my Ko-Fi memberships. The link is in the description down below. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.